Hey everyone, I'm Tassenix, and we're back for another chill stream. It is the in-between time. We're in the defense setting period for Season 80, 3 versus 3 Grand Arena Championship, Week 2, Round 2. My stream for that round will be tomorrow, but I'm looking at a full Round 4 TB to get done here, and I've already been caught up in the general ping. I haven't had anybody DM me yet to get it done, so, there's time yet. How's everybody doing? We're just having a chill stream here today, so if you guys haven't been here for one of these, lots of questions. Ask anything you want. Particularly, I enjoy Grand Arena and modding topics, but anything will do. I have to play it anyhow. I think Dagger's lurking here in the background too, and would be happy to talk your ear off about sports while I knock out the fights anyway.
I was about to say, I'm also here, and if Tass will allow, I'm willing to talk on a lot more topics. Not that Tass isn't willing to, just, he's not a sports guy.
It's not unfair. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
So, hey, Darcelea, good to see you. Bodhi Dolcano, just waiting to send out platoon herd cats. Yes. The life of the TB officer. Couldn't be me. Has to be somebody, though. Hey, Boro, what's going on? How you doing?
Couldn't be me. Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely what now?
Oh, sorry. I was just pulling up the YouTube and Twitch chats, and I caught the very end of you saying it couldn't be you, and I said absolutely not. I would not be a TB officer ever.
Yeah.
No, that's all. I'm actually currently tweaking TJ's template that he was kind enough to share with me.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to integrate a TW and GAC template and see if I can make that work.
Sure.
Yeah, Juhas, this is the top hat is a classic. I don't remember when you got this, but it was a couple of years ago.
Well, I've had it. So my father passed 10 years ago this October. And I don't know, it was, my parents had already been divorced, but it was maybe a year after that my mother actually got married to her, long-term boyfriend at that point. And my brother and I both walked her down the aisle in full purple suits. I actually have the suit in the closet that matches this hat. Like, it was baller. It was amazing. Mom wore a beautiful purple dress. But, yeah, just awesome. Now, my brother went all out. He got the cane. He got the gator, the white gator belt, the white gator shoes. I didn't go that far into the bit. All right. Phil says, where do you expect the sortie Datacron to go in 5 vs 5? First thought is obviously Ray, but curious if you had any other places in mind. I mean, no, not really. When I saw this, I was like, Ray's back on the menu, boys. I mean, we're putting that back there with Ray. That's good. I took sortie up to Relic 9, just reading that, and now I'm thinking about how many members of Ray's what I expect to be her most consistent meta team, which, Ray and Swallow are both already 10, but I'm thinking about who else is, standard fare that would benefit from being taken to Relic 10 perennially, but I might take advantage of it especially because of this Datacron. Maybe Cal in the near future.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're long past like the sorting nuke team being like a relevant team that we use even if it was good enough, it's probably just not necessary. So yeah.
Even if it's still functional, you'd be hard pressed to justify a place. In the defensive meta, I think it's just going to get brutally stomped. In the offensive meta, it's just going to bleed banner. So,
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. So when he asked if there's any place else to use it, the other places we've historically used sortie, which is on like Datacron counters. Like for example, there was one a long time ago where you put sortie on like a Darth Vader team to stop Darth Vader from being counterattacked. Right, like outside of those kind of novelty places, you would use him. It's mostly just Rey because sortie's own team just like isn't good enough.
All right, BKM. Let's do this. We failed this last time we were here. And this in stage 2. Got unfortunate blitz out of Moff Gideon and friends. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Juhas, thank you for the 7 consecutive watches. Thanks, man. Glad you enjoyed the show. Oro, you're just chilling for 20 minutes before Ticket Missing Friday starts. Very good. Very good.
That tracks.
16:15 here. Wow. Wow. All right. Hey, Grax. Good to see you, man. All right. Show must go on. Hey, leave Brittany alone. Kind of nice. Kind of not necessary. Still. Yeah, I got a lot of homework to do for this next round of Grand Arena. I'll do it this afternoon, though, after stream. It's Herbert again. It's Herbert.
I was say, depending on how the stream goes, you could do some of your homework here.
I'm not doing my scouting on stream.
No, I'm not talking about you setting your defense. I'm talking about the perusing the bots and looking at his .gg.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Fair. I just think that man, we're on stream. I gotta remember to watch my
Not yet. I think we're gonna get him today. He said moments before getting exploded. Maybe? Almost unironically. Bonus attack, bonus attack, bonus attack. Little. There you go. Keep the questions coming, folks. What's my opinion about Rada? Rada the Hutt? Looks like he's gonna be dope. Haven't seen the movie yet, but I get the idea. He looks dope. The question is, are they selling us other Hug Cartel units? Because it looks like there might be cases where it makes sense to do not the solo, right? Actually run a team under his leadership. But it looks like that's kind of a not GAC thing. Because I want to say he's GAC Omicron, and I want to say each of them, or at least two of them, say something about if he's the only one. So clearly he's kind of meant to operate as a solo character in Grand Arena. If I'm remembering that.
I think he's really cool. I also have not seen the movie yet. The one thing I will say is, similar to when Bane came out, I don't know how I feel about just, more characters that want to solo teams. Like, that just doesn't feel like something I want in the game. But that's a me thing, not a CG thing.
Like, I agree that... So we can deal... It leaves less space for there to be like a Wampa Kron, right? Because the last time... I agree with you largely, because I'm recalling the time that we had the Sidious Kron and the Wampa Kron simultaneously. It was hell for 3 versus 3.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, I really did not care for that meta. So this is pushing us more into something that's permanently like that, and that sounds bad.
Yeah, that being said, I think it's really cool.
It's a cool kid.
Yeah. There's something interesting about large characters and the way that you can't have summons and the way that they are designed in such a way where I think basically unique characters interest me a lot more than other characters. Like characters that do summon, characters like Jabba, like Great Mothers, where you lose design space, so you have to find ways to innovate if CG was going to add more to the team. Like, for example, if Jabba gets a lifter, it can't have a summon.
Right.
That's all I'm saying, is I like things like that where they create unique design space opportunities. And Rada the Hutt being a large character who's a solo character but also has like some team synergies, I really do like that.
I hear you.
Unless he ends up being like Bane, where you just use him as a solo, and then it's like, yeah, I guess. He has text that allows him to have a team, yes.
Bodhi says it would be interesting to have a 2-man Jabba Rada team, apart from the large unit business.
Yes, they ensure that Rada will never be used with Jabba, ever, ever, ever.
It's a really good cooldown save. Kill him.
Yeah, Grax, I just read your thing. Yeah, Twitch Mobile fucking sucks, man. I wish Twitch Mobile didn't suck.
What's so bad about it?
How do I don't really know how to explain it because I'm not a tech person. But basically it continues to like buffer, and it's just never been good. Like when you minimize it, it takes up 3/4 of your screen on like YouTube. It's just not a quality app. And then you lose like half the features you have like on the website, as opposed like you just lose functionality. It's download. It's just bad. I'm actually a little sad that Kick doesn't really like have any like. How do I phrase it? Kick actually has a really good app.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting if like that actually took off at some point.
Yeah, it's got a interesting history so far.
Oh yeah, it's basically just porn and like racist people on there now.
A lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, Grax, one of the funny things about Twitch, he says, for me, my messages simply do not send on Twitch. Mobile. Funnily enough, unless it changed, I remember that I could see if I was on my phone and I posted on a Twitch stream, people who are on their phones could see it, but people who are on the PC could not see it. So you could have like phone-to-phone conversations that the PC people couldn't read.
Sheepdog, happy Friday and fuck Dagger. I think no matter where you're from, no matter what walk of life you claim, that's something we can always agree on. Where's the on-screen chat? The integration is broken right now. I need to get that sorted with Womprat because Stream Elements is defunct now. So everybody, I was telling this to Womp, but I think he's actually kind of maybe even halfway exploring the idea. He has the skills to turn this into some type of niche market because I don't know who is offering a solution to content creators now to port all of their Stream Elements integrations over to something else that works at least at the same level of functionality and relative ease of use. I really don't know who else is doing it. And he actually has the skills to do that. He's helping, the Swugger content creators one by one. But yeah, I think he's got something. I resonate with Dagger. I feel like we would be beer buds if we lived closer. Man, I miss bar culture. I mean, it's probably just about as much as where I was in life when COVID hit as it was COVID itself that kind of killed bar culture for me. But yeah. I miss it.
I miss like going out culture. I do not miss like actual bar culture.
When I say bar, I mean like not a sports bar.
No, I know what you meant.
Okay.
And I'm saying that I don't miss bar culture.
Okay, fair.
I miss going out in general culture.
Fair. $10 drinks kills bar culture.
It depends on where you live, man. Because where I live, it's still not that bad. But yeah. When I can get a case of beer for like $25, why would I pay $4 to $6 a beer? Yeah, turd. Man. There's a lot of people on here, and I've actually gone out to dinner with probably a good dozen people I've met in this game when they came through the Twin Cities area, and the offer goes to pretty much everybody. If you're coming through the Twin Cities area and you're gonna and you have the notion, drop a line on Discord and we'll see if we can meet up for dinner or something.
Yeah, Bodhi was saying he's never had a problem with Twitch buffering. It might just be your phone, or could be.
I had a brand new S23 Ultra and it was buffering.
Damn.
On like excellent Wi-Fi. Yeah, because Turd says it buffers like Miss Piggy trying to do math. Yeah.
Damn.
The Twitch.
We're profaning Miss Piggy here. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, the Twitch mobile app is easily one of the worst streaming apps that exists. It is such a terrible fucking app. God bless you if you've never had issues with it. That is not the norm from what I hear from people.
Mm.
Like, I know people who have the Twitch app but still go onto their browser on their phone for Twitch.
Probably a problem with the Android client. Okay, so you're an iPhone user, so that could be.
No, I had an iPhone 15 and it still buffered the shit.
I don't know how recent that is.
Like 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't know my iPhones.
No, I'm saying like when it was new, it still buffered the shit on there.
That's fair.
Lady Geek, I need this to be a need in 5 years as a side hustle, porting from one stream setup to another. Yeah.
Yeah, Womprat's got a great skill set.
Yeah, Wolfman,
Hire him.
I was actually in Arizona like last year, just outside Phoenix. See, I got to be better about that too. Like, but I don't know a non-creepy way to tag people on a server and be like, "Hey, where do you live?" So if I'm in your area,
do you want me to make
right,
like a meetups thing in the Swugga section or the general section?
Yeah, I don't
know, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how much play that would get specifically, but yeah, like.
I mean, if it's going to be somewhere, it might as well be somewhere that it's a coordinated spot for it. I get it. It's not something that's going to get blown up every day, but still.
Yeah, just have like a room on your server where we just put our like rough location.
Sure, and then talking about coordinating a meetup somewhere. That's or two people end up posting that they're both within. Say, oh, you're in Chicago and I'm in Detroit. Wow, we're within 6 hours of each other, something like that.
I really wish the Great Lakes didn't exist because I kid you not, Tass lives like 6.5, 7 hours from where I live as the crow flies. And yeah, the egregious amount of south I have to drive just to get to where he lives is kind of silly. How far do you live from Chicago, Tass?
6 hours. Yeah, that's 6 hours.
Yeah, it's funny because I also live about 6 hours from Chicago. So we both live 6 hours from Chicago. But if you didn't have to drive south, I think we only live like 7.5 hours apart from one another.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the Great Lakes. That reminds me, I'm going to be in Chicago this fall. I don't know when.
Okay. Chicago's a great place to have an agenda. To go, to go and do some stuff. Chicago's great.
Yes. Yeah, I live just close enough to Chicago where I go there a couple times a year on average, but far enough away where I don't get dragged there by the missus just because she wants to go shopping or something. That being said, anybody who's been to the Twin Cities knows that our food is like on par with Chicago. Like Chicago is probably better. I'm not here trying to say that Minneapolis is better, but man, people sleep on Minneapolis food.
Shit.
Yeah, Lady Geek, Chicago meetup at the Bean when? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, how do I convince people to go to Kansas City? How do I convince people to go to a shithole? I'm sorry if you live in Kansas City.
I don't know I don't know that you read into it much, Turd Ferguson. Just local monument people love.
Yeah, it's not for me either, Turd, but I mean it's a decent place to meet up because it's you know where it is.
Yeah. You don't confuse it for anything else.
Yeah.
Lady Geek says, fun fact, when my husband worked for Midwest Express, it was cheaper for us to fly to Minneapolis to shop than it was to drive to Chicago. I can believe that. Hey, Swuggle Player Zero. Good to see you. That is really super inconvenient. Guess I have to take your head. Oh, Terry Ferguson says, Dagger, one of my best friends lives in St. Paul. I'll have to let you know when I'm going up there next time.
Yeah, I actually spend a lot of time over in St. Paul. That's where my dad lives. And I lived there up until a couple years ago. I lived in the eastern suburbs of St. Paul, but yeah.
Quickly, give us other personally identifiable information. Last four of the social?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. But I've said before that I've lived in the Twin Cities most of my life, just different places.
Fair.
I also live in a big enough place where if I tell you where I live, you can't really find me. I've also been reasonably free with what my name is.
Well, I was going to say, you can tell people your first name, and I think that's it. I think that's the show. It's such a unique name that that they'll be at your front door within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. You know, Tass is the one from Detroit, but with my first name, you'd think I'd be the Lions fan. That was actually pretty good.
How is it pretty good? That's right. Bane's asking the important stuff. Yeah. What's your mother's maiden name and your first pet? Just asking for a friend.
No. Daniel in the Lion's Den, dude. I thought that was pretty funny. Or at least
I would not have immediately made the biblical connection with the sports team.
Oh,
and I live
that
here.
Into my head that I had a biblical name. Dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to have a purpose firm, and dare to make it known. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that is just teeth grindingly cringe. I love it.
Yeah, no. I'm not arguing.
I can see
with
that,
you.
like
written
in cursive on a sign that hung in your bedroom, in your childhood bedroom, also in your adult bedroom.
No, I legit have a plaque that my parents used to hang on the wall with the family's names, where it literally says my name. And then it has like 3 different Bible verses, and then underneath it says, "Dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to have a purpose firm, and dare to make it known." It is.
That is grandma core. That is grandma core.
My mom was born in '44, dude. It's pretty much like that. Turd, because in 1998, the Vikings broke my heart, so I became a fan of the worst team in the NFL, so they would never break my heart, and here we are 25 plus years later, with them breaking my fucking heart.
Will someone unbreak his heart? Say they'll love him again?
I've just been a diehard sports fan my entire life.
Although if you die hard, then why are you still here to whine about it?
Shut the fuck up. It's not a Christmas movie, by the way. Well, I'm hoping, Lady Geek, I'm hoping that your mom is at least 18 years older than my mom.
That's a my mom's dead joke.
Yeah.
See, isn't it funny? Isn't Dagger funny? Ha ha. Good.
I mean, it happened long enough ago. Hey man, the Ravens aren't going to be that ass. They're going to be like they're entering into like the Pittsburgh Steelers range where they're going to be 9-8 every year and never have a good pick, but never be good enough to like actually win it all. So that's the problem, right? I'd rather they just be ass, get a couple good picks, and then be good. That's why I laughed my ass off when Pittsburgh re-signed Aaron Rodgers, because it's like, oh, so you're just going to be like 8-9 again and just like purgatory yourselves. Cool. Yeah, that's fair, Lady Geek. I don't actually have that big of a dog in the fight. I just personally don't think that just because a movie happens around Christmas, it becomes a Christmas movie. I believe Christmas has to be the main theme of the movie for it to be a Christmas movie, but I also don't care enough to fight that much.
Here's a question about whether you're actually, savvy to the themes. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Technically, yes.
By your standard?
No.
I'm disappointed. Because it definitely reflects on themes that are central to Christmas.
Well, here's the thing, right? I watch Home Alone any time of year, the same way I watch Die Hard any time of year. I only watch Christmas movies during Christmas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different qualifier. I could see why you would say that.
I'm saying that it's a combination, right? Like,
no, I get you. My favorite Christmas movies I would only want to watch in December, so I feel that. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is only a Christmas movie because you watch it at Christmas, but I don't think it's actually like strictly a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that was one of my dad's favorites, man. He would just have that on repeat throughout the month, and I don't think I've watched it once since I moved out.
Hot take, I don't think Chevy Chase was ever funny, Bane.
Where I did laugh in anything he did, it was more about like the situation than him as a comedian. I never thought it. I personally didn't get a lot out of him either. It's like harmless to have on, like, it's not something where it's like, this movie, I'll turn it off. But nothing I go out of my way to see any of his stuff.
He was pretty well.
Those movies are inoffensive. When you think of Animal House, and granted, like, I haven't watched it in a long time now, but when you think of Animal House, it's kind of about the thing as a whole more than any one individual actor. There's a few standout moments with individuals, but I feel like that's kind of the situation with Chevy Chase movie.
I did actually like him in Community, but that wasn't because of him, if that makes sense.
I think somebody just said that in the chat.
Oh, did they?
No, it's funny that you say it, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I just saw Gurney. Yeah. Chevy Chase in Community was amusing because he was playing himself. And it turns out himself is kind of a bigoted piece of shit.
Santa Jaws? I've never even heard of that, Lady Geek, but amazing.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone kind of like identifies with Christmas movies differently. I actually remember watching It's a Wonderful Life, and what was that? I think it was it Nicolas Cage movie? There's like another movie we'd watch every Thanksgiving. It's a Wonderful Life, and another movie we would watch every Thanksgiving as a family.
With Nicolas Cage?
No, there is a Nicolas Cage movie that's like a Thanksgiving movie that I forget what it's called, that we would also watch on Thanksgiving. But yeah, so for me, It's a Wonderful Life was never really a Christmas movie.
and you don't want to get hit by that Master Qui-Gon. Jeez.
Oh, it's called The Family Man, Tass.
Oh, I love that movie. Wow. How dare you say that it's not Tia Leone's movie? Fuck you. Fuck you. Tia Leone was... that was a celebrity crush of mine.
She still is, man. Actually, man, I watched all of Madam Secretary because of Tia Leone.
That is very, very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady Geek. No, I was just saying I never heard of Santa Jaws. That's all. It sounds hilarious.
Your poor Look, I will be as nice as I can because you're a Steelers fan. The Steelers are probably my least favorite team with a bullet. And Mike Tomlin, I'm glad he's gone. He can rest in piss. I hope he never makes the Hall of Fame.
All normal stuff here today, folks. Just Dagger having a normal one.
Hey, man, only one coach walked out onto the field to force somebody returning a kick inside the field of play to get tackled, winning his team an AFC Championship game and sending them to the Super Bowl. A Super Bowl that my team should have been in if Tomlin hadn't cheated.
That's fair.
Yes, Bowdy, I have walked out on multiple films in the cinema.
Let me think about this. Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. Possibly one of the worst things I've ever seen in a theater. I've seen worse movies, but probably not in a theater. There's a unique feeling of outrage when you pay good money for entertainment, and not only are you not entertained, but you're actively pissed off. Yeah. That's a feeling. They're just going unhinged on Thrawn. Hilarious.
Yeah, thanks, Saleya. Yeah, Turd. When I was growing up, my family was split between the Vikings and the Packers, so when I stopped being a Vikings fan, there was zero way I could ever become a Packers fan. I had already taken my side, which was anti-Packers.
My family I've got large part of my dad's family's out of Pennsylvania, so we've got a lot of Steelers fans. I have a whole lot of Steelers apparel. You might think me a Steelers fan because of the number of Steelers shirts I have and wear, but yeah, I don't care. They're just nice shirts, and they came at the right price, which was free.
Yeah, my dad is from Nebraska/Iowa, and he has a bunch of Chiefs stuff, so I grew up with a bunch of Chiefs stuff. And I dusted a lot of it off for those of you who have daughters and wives. Recently, I've dusted off a fair amount of my Chiefs gear because of that whole thing. But yeah, I'm not a Chiefs fan either, but I have a fair amount of... There's a lot of Chiefs paraphernalia in my house. Really? Meet the Parents is a weird one to walk out of. Not because I think the movie's good, but because I think the movie's just fine. I don't think I would have felt robbed of my money.
I think that only rarely have Ben Stiller and only rarely does Ben Stiller work for me. Almost never does Owen Wilson work for me, or whichever Wilson it is. I walked out of Meet the Parents. I mean, yeah, I don't recall seeing that one in theaters, so I could understand. Hey, Megatron, good to see you. Good morning, Tass and friends. Happy Friday. Good to see you. Welcome.
The last movie I remember walking out of was Lucy.
What's that?
It was a movie with Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Where this woman was a drug mule, and it burst inside her and it gave her superpowers. But it was Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. So I thought in my head it couldn't be bad, and then it was really fucking bad.
You hate to hear it. Go
Dude,
Relic
yeah,
10.
Bird, I was born in the 80s, so I grew up in the Midwest in the 90s. So every single team in the Midwest was a farm team for the Yankees, so yeah, I grew up hating the Yankees, and now I hate the Dodgers for the same reasons I didn't like the Yankees when I was a kid. Stop fucking buying your talent and try to fucking win the same way as everybody else. We need a hard cap in the Major League Baseball. I didn't actually hate Showgirls. If Showgirls is the movie I think it is. Hold on.
I've never walked out of a movie. I sat through Showgirls. I don't know. Yeah.
No, that is not the movie I thought it was.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I thought it was the one with Beyonce. And it's not. I don't know this movie.
No, I don't think that one's about Beyonce, if it's the one I recall. It is definitely not that.
No, but Beyonce's in a movie where she's basically a stripper/hooker. Maximus. Yeah, I got Crons on most of my team. I got Crons on my teams now, but my mods are still completely fucked for this week.
Oh yeah, that's the dash. Perfect. Bodie says, many years ago in the early 90s, I worked in a cinema, and the absolute worst part of the job was having to sit through some of the shittiest films in existence. Lay it on us. From inside. From what was then the front lines. What were some of the worst? Although, I gotta say, as bad as it might have been for you, the worst thing about it would be the sheer volume of them that you had to see. At least you were literally being paid to watch them. Imagine actually being on the other side of that. Imagine paying money to be entertained and seeing some of these duds you're about to name.
We can now open up our questions to include the Strait of Hormuz and oil fields.
Hello, Dagger.
Hey, Shake.
How are you with that story?
It's always
Right.
It's always an adventure, you know? You know, Shake?
Yeah. Dagger's presence does imply.
Eat shit.
See? Thank you for your valued opinion.
Why is my Hondo back?
Oh, Hook. You didn't like Hook? Well, you were older. You're older than I am. So I was in late middle school in the 90s. Like I graduated middle school. I graduated 8th grade, right? Going into high school starting in the year 2000. So it sounds like you're a few years older. And I experienced that movie as a child, so I thought that shit was fine. Sleeping with the Enemy, I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, my knee-jerk reaction to you saying you didn't like Hook was to say blasphemy, and then I had to think about it for a second, and yeah, if I watched that movie as an adult for the first time, I probably would have a lot less.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot less esteem for it.
I'll date myself here. The first time I ever watched or heard or anything Peter Pan related, I listened to a record of Peter Pan on like a record player, the Disney version of it on a record player.
Yeah, Dagger is saying he's just old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying that my
Rusty.
parents were old as shit.
Crusty.
Yeah. Man, the Blair, you walked out of the Blair Witch Project, Jack? That's wild to me.
To be fair, that type of filming with the camera shaking all the time is I don't get motion sickness, but I do get easily annoyed.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think for a lot of us, Hook has quite a bit of nostalgia. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird to think of Tim Curry as the guy that you know from one of your favorite childhood films. And then, you see him in, what was it, the second Home Alone movie? And then you find out it's like, yeah, there's Tim Curry in drag later in life. He's so awesome, though. He's so awesome. Right. Well, exactly, Lady Geek. That's what I'm saying. I was a kid when Hook and Home Alone 2 were coming out, so I would have seen those, and it was later in life that I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. He doesn't like Tim Curry. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other on Tim Curry. He's cool. I wouldn't go to a film just because he's in it, but I also wouldn't not go to a film because he's in it.
Fair.
I think Christoph Waltz is probably my current favorite actor.
Fine choice.
Although after watching Sinners, it might be Michael B. Jordan. If you haven't seen Sinners, I recommend it.
I have not, but I really liked the Creed movies.
It's on Prime, I think.
Okay. Should probably get about. I'm pretty sure Davey has it on his Plex.
Oh, sure. I was more saying that the people in this chat don't have access to Davey's Plex.
Well, that's fine. Husband thinks the worst part of Clue is Tim Curry, and I think he was the best.
I did not like Tim Curry in Clue. That is fair.
I think that the issue is what one's expectations were of Clue. Because if they were reasonable, I don't see what you wouldn't like about Tim Curry. I am biased. You're gonna get this one.
Why is the only thing you stream is this just fucking TV thing?
Listen, I streamed yesterday. It just so happens that that's, bedtime for you. But the VOD is available on YouTube and Twitch. On YouTube with chapters.
I would like to remind you, I was there to watch it.
Okay, so then I'm confused. From where does this dissatisfaction come? You got a live Grand Arena stream just yesterday.
And it was against a real opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's implied. We do not stream the Erodiums.
By the way, you have a real opponent this round or an Erodium?
I have Herbert, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I agree. Not bad. Yeah. That's right. Jake is so far removed from Swugger that he does not remember the schedule. It's true.
That tracks.
Ow. Is Sasha Aisha a potential third round matchup as well? If I win, I'm pretty certain it would be Sasha because I think he had a Rhodium round 1 and I think he has a Rhodium round 2. So
I feel bad for poor guy. He finally gets a bracket of real people, and then he faces everybody but the real people.
I understand. I know this pain. I feel this feel. Yeah, Shake, you need to release some of your private oil reserves into the global economy so we can have some relaxation on these gas prices.
That is true.
Oh yeah, what are the prices up to now?
Or something here.
Up
You really need this Deep 6.
Up 55% from what they were before this dipshit ass war.
Yes, so what I'm hearing is that it needs to be 45% extra, right, from where it is right now. Just to achieve that beautiful number.
If that's what you heard, I like you less.
You never liked me, so that's fine.
Whoa. I like you. I have to. That way I can make all of these jokes about, Middle Eastern people. And it's okay because I have a Middle Eastern friend.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I see.
HR?
Tass is my KKK friend, so I can make fun of racists.
Nice. How does Tess feel about that label?
And this is why I
don't know if you could hear my eyes rolling out of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with some of the EU guys yesterday that I filled up my F-250. It takes diesel, not regular. But yeah, I filled up my truck and it was $250 almost. And I was like, yep, we are parking you in the garage until gas prices come down.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've been RAV4 for a while.
It's still relatively normal, I want to say. It's like 50 cents? 40 cents? per liter, right? Something like that. So, send some more oil money our way is all I'm saying. Help.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, but I'm from Mississippi, so I don't have past a third grade education, so take that with a grain of salt. Is that basically what you're saying, turd? I'm sorry, that's probably mean.
Probably not nice.
Remove the probability part.
Well, he was poking fun of himself.
It is
because
definitely.
And I'm saying the Mississippi is like one of the bottom 3, I think, in education. So at least you're not Oklahoma.
Where's my music? Okay, it's still playing. Quieter song.
What am I? So, Tass, when you look at your TW thing, do you ever look at your you ever fail a unit and you look at the unit and the reason you failed the unit is because you have like the wrong small set but everything else is good?
Yeah. But that's just an issue with the configuration. Like it's being strict about sets. Like somebody made the point of saying only draw from these 2 set types.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm trying to correct for some of that in my TW because I'm like doing my template and I'm failing some stuff for TW because they require specific sets. Yeah, Turd, I was just making sure we were on the same page there. I didn't want to. God. But hey, you have a Hall of Fame quarterback embezzling money from your state, so that's cool. Cool.
Technically, successfully embezzled. I think the ing part is done. Could be wrong though. Fair. I could be wrong.
I thought he was still in court for it.
Yes, I think. Not sure.
Hey, Ganroth. Yeah, Quig, this is my favorite. Quig says this is my favorite, or Quigmaster says this is my favorite slug of content. Stream more of this. Yeah,
how you doing, Quig?
Agree. The off-topic chatting is better than the GAC stuff. I agree.
Yeah, I thought the off-topic chat was just his Patreon chat. That's anything but swag.
No, that's the we talk to Ploon sometimes chat. Sorry. That's always a fun one. Love you, Ploon. Tass, do you try different teams in TB or do you just use the same ones as Maximus?
Mostly the same ones. I think like I used Cassian last time I was doing a TB stream. Today I used Tome 1 on Fleet just on a whim instead of Profundity, but mostly the same script, just so that it goes by quickly. All right, let's see. What else can I be knocking out here? This energy down. I already did my slicing for the morning, so probably could have saved that for a couple hits of dopamine to share with you guys, but let me show you some other stuff I have been working on first. The Dagger pointed out, the potency set, and I still get a little lower than I would like on Padawan Obi-Wan, so I found that I could push some things around, have an acceptable loss, and put Padawan Obi-Wan in a 2-piece of health. So now he is over 100,000 health, over 300 speed, crit damage triangle, 11,500 offense. He's a big boy. Anyway, so remember that 2-piece of potency I was mentioning? Somebody was thinking about where does Sortie go? Yeah. Sortie needs a lot of help with potency to actually have at or over 100%. Because it would be nice if you can land this defense down on all enemies. That's pretty nice.
You want to land a defense down so that Ben can do more true damage?
There are other considerations, like the special damage on the single target, the AoE damage from Whirlwind. Oh, I know, you're just fucking with me, and I'm just seriousing with you back. How's that?
I just don't think the defense down matters a ton.
D's
nuts.
That's fair.
Consider.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lex, but last time I was any of you guys stream Queen, Ben did jack shit.
Well,
so why would that?
No, Ben was critical. Are you kidding me? That's how we eventually got rid of Cal. Like we would have been sunk.
No, what I'm saying is that if you want to actually hit those defense downs with Sortie, you need to be closer to like 140% potency.
Maybe. I mean, that is why I used to keep her in mostly potency sets, but I want to say like 4 potency and 2 tenacity or 2 health is what I used to have her in. But with this new Kron coming up, I did take the effort to put her in an offense set.
Yeah. No, I was mostly just saying, like, if you look at like a lot of the teams that fight against her, their base tenacity is like 120, 130. So just a splash amount would bring up like 140, 150. So in order for her to land her debuffs, you would have to be closer to 140 to 180.
I mean, you figure that you have that like implied 100% on your specials that do debuffs, unless it says it's a chance effect. So you're rolling with 200 into 140 and whatever. And as a base level, I'm okay with this. And if I did any more to put potency on, it would come at a pretty significant health cost. I've gone to some effort to have a relatively strong amount of health, because with this being if this wasn't a potency primary, if this was a health primary, I'd be right about 100,000. So I don't feel too bad being 7,000 short with all this potency.
Sure, that is probably one of the most egregious things I've heard in a long time. Like, that sucks. Turd says, Dagger, I had to witness a contract for a neighbor not too long ago because he signs his name with an X. True story. If somebody signs their name with an X and needed a witness for the signature, I would just tell them come up with a different signature.
Fair.
I would just... You're an adult. Right? You should not be signing your name with an X.
Ganroth re-rolled a crit avoidance arrow for Ezra today. 150 calibrate cost, and it hit 28 speed. Congratulations. Beautiful. Incredible. Who else have I been working on? Got really unlucky on a couple calibrate rolls today, so nothing really good to report there. No other big modifications through these characters recently. Yeah, I mean, I talked about this the other day, but if you weren't there, I did mention now that Marin's no longer a thing against Jabba, I did go for defense sets, 4 health primaries, but also with a lot of percent protection on the secondary. So over 300,000 life total, 260 speed, and just over 80% armor. That's kind of where I've landed. Okay.
Did you remount Marin as well?
No. No, Marin's going to do the same job for me that she was doing before. I haven't made any moves here.
Yeah, so she's now GM defense comp, right?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, her biggest role is just to survive. Like, there's a case for me to take her completely out of the tenacity sets and into something more like health defense. Still probably prop primaries, though. And those mods are in hotter demand elsewhere. It's just not that high a priority. Krennic rolled a crazy mod on Krennic this morning. Check this one. That is a brute.
So why is Krennic still a character with good mods?
Because when we come back around to the 5-man team, this guy's going to beat the brakes off somebody. He's probably going to land his AoE stagger, and he's going to be full-time critting because his unique gives him, with a 5-man, ISB team, it's going to give him 50% crit chance. So that puts him over 100% special crit chance at 13,000 offense. Crit damage triangle. Krennic is the sleeper. He is the sleeper on this team in 5s. Any plans for Cobb Vanth and GAC? Not really. I'm still kind of waiting. I feel like there's some sort of twist coming up, some sort of unannounced change that's going to hit, that's going to somehow change the Jawas. And who is it? Jawas and who that you're meant to partner him with?
Isn't it Tuscans?
Yeah, I think it's Tuscan. Jawa or Tuscan. I mean, the Tuscans are a good enough team as a base that if you had significant help out of one kid, I guess this would be what the 5-man Tuscan team is, right? But then,
Well, it's a 3-man. It's 3 Tuscans.
Oh, do you only take 3?
Because you
would-
need 3 constables.
So, well, Raiders still kind of... Okay, so you'd want Warrior.
I thought you needed 3 constables.
Constable allies.
Which is like Cup and like Mob Enforcer.
They're really trying to sell Cup, huh?
Well, people who don't have R9 Cup should actually go in R9 their Cup. Cup is good.
Let's start the battle. So you just
Yeah,
bring
granted,
2
if
other...
they're at least-
Okay, so...
yeah,
so
If there are at least 3 constable allies.
So Constable, though, is that's not a tag that he grants. That's a faction.
Yeah, it's like Cara Dune. You can filter your roster by it.
I see
Like
it. I
Cara
see it.
Dune.
It's here.
Yeah. A Lobot. Yeah, it's a really bad faction. It's tiny.
This is such premium characters.
So it says at least 3 on the team. So Cara Dune's fine. Cup's kind of ass. Lobot. I would assume you'd have to make a deliberate effort to make him have a synergy here.
Yeah, so you would take Cara Dune and Cup with Cobb, because Cobb himself is a constable.
Right. So then you're taking either 2 Jawas or 2 Tuscans.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I still, I don't really have any big plans, because I feel like I need changes to either Jawas or Tuscans or both. Because I don't see the vision.
He's almost assuredly, I mean, it doesn't matter what you take with him, he's going to kick the shit out of Jabba, so.
I guess for people that were really relying on Marin, but are also going for Cobb Vanth, this could be your not GL level replacement for, Night Sisters going after Jabba. I could appreciate it for that, but I was just thinking to myself, and not really needing a lot of help killing Jabba. Yeah, Quig. Carson will also be a constable if that eventually matters. I'm sure that it will. Cara Dune and Carson Teva actually makes sense. I don't know why you need Cup to be a baller. Third Ferguson. You
Really
Lady Geek bought the Jawa Lightspeed bundle. Says, I'm a weak person. I bought it. I
That
understand.
doesn't make you a weak person. I also love Jawas. They should be higher relic than people have them. By that I mean like they should be most people. Maybe not most, but I think people should try to get them to R7.
See, I feel like these abilities, what they give to the Constable allies, feels like it's favoring Tuscans more than Jawas.
Yeah, but he has like one Omi for every game mode.
I'm just looking at the basic than the first special here.
Oh yeah, and I'm saying that his Omis lock him into certain team comps.
It sounds like they have ideas and just, you know what? Yeah, here's one.
And your mic is just ass shake.
Yeah, this sounds like they ran out of ideas and they were like, here, enjoy it for 3 months. Yeah, Omis for all 3 of the territory war battle and TSC, plus just Jawas and Tuscans. Yeah. I also don't know where he is.
Yeah, well,
so it's like a TW character more than anything else, though, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he's going to do good things in like all game modes because he does a good enough job polishing the turds, as Wolfman said. Wolfman in the chat says, Cub Vanth is trying to answer the question, can you polish a turd? And the answer is yes.
Constable support allies. Support would favor Jawas.
Yeah, Turd Ferguson, all that oil money, and the shit mic. Yes.
There it is.
Yes. Oh.
I see that again.
I didn't say that. Turd Ferguson did. I'm just reading what he said.
Yeah.
And if we could hear you, I'm sure it would be a very quippy response.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need to hear me to just, know what I was going to say to you. It involves bridge, you, jumps. All right?
Man, you broke up right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Bridge, jump, and you are a part of that sentence.
Yeah, you have to start summarizing your things down to like 5 words because we can't hear you.
At this point, you might as well do text to speech.
This is what AI was built. This is why we need AI, is so we can understand Shake.
Allies. What are the things that you would never want to have both Tuscan and Jawa at the same time, right?
That's not really a team, especially since you only have 2 slots left.
Whenever an ally, Jawa or Tuscan, applies at least 5 buffs to allies, so I'm trying to think. Jawa-wise, who does that?
Scavenger.
Engineer, Scavenger, one of them has the brought up stuff.
Okay. Scavenger, and then Jawa-wise, Tuscan-wise, you've got Chieftain, you've got the one that puts up speed up on everybody, the Shaman, but those last 2 are so bad.
That is true.
Okay.
What's deputized give you?
Yeah, we'll take a look at this. Grand Arena. Jawas start the battle. Okay, so it's a Jawa team in Grand Arena. That's what it is. The ability deputize, the description of deputize. There you go. Okay, so they become constables. Yeah. So in Grand Arena, it's a Jawa lifter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it also makes it so you don't have to grab the 2 other, Cup and whatever, Garadun. because Jawas will gain the constable buff anyways. So
Where is the deputize? It is notable, though, that the Jawas won't have these start of battle constable bonuses, right? Because they don't get to use deputize until it's their second turn at least, right? You would have to fulfill the condition that grants them deputize. Whenever an ally, Jawa or Tusken, applies at least 5 buffs to allies, or 1 if it is taunt. So I guess that's important to note. Or so that means that you can bring the tank Jawa. That's what you do. You bring scavenger and tank Jawa, right? And then inflicts at least 5d or inflicts at least 5 debuffs. Okay, so yes, either way. Then you get deputized. So you have to fulfill it, then use it. So your second turn at minimum. So you don't get any of this other starting bonus stuff. Okay. Something to think about as far as where I'm thinking I need a team. So I like that there's true damage done whenever you're doing damage. Always uses for true damage teams. Just trying to think about where I'm maximizing the thermals. Would be pretty cool. There's a decent number of health-based teams, actually, these days. So if they're vulnerable to deaths, that might be fun.
I need you to talk me out of Artemi my ban.
Nate Dogg says, "Hey Tass, just unlocked Jedi Master Mace yesterday. I've seen a bit of different modding strategies for him from the top players. Thoughts on mod options for him? Really, there's, in my opinion, just 2 ways to go. You either go with a speed set or you go with damage set. So either offense or crit damage. I've seen more offense. Personally, I do speed just because I happen to have a crazy set of offense secondaries on this speed set, and it has him at a speed that I wanted to be. Also, it lets me pull off something I wanted to do. So he's 340 speed, and I'd say you can be within 10 speed of that in the offense set. I don't think that's what's extraordinary. What is really nice is that this is a health primary cross with good offense. All right, so usually at Relic 9, you can be closing in on 100,000 health with a 2-piece of health like this. I'm at 110, so better survivability is a starting point. And you can see that I've got just under 10,900 offense in this speed set. That's with a crit damage triangle. And this is good. This is perfectly serviceable. I like this for, all modes that are at my choice. TW, I switched to what the guild wants. But it's the right mix of both damage and survivability. Like, just for example, not that this matters for Grand Arena, but when you're doing that 3-man Jedi Master Mace team in the raid, him having that extra health primary is really nice there. I'm just now really branching out into using Jedi Master Mace on offense recently. So most of the time that he's been in this modding, this is just something on defense. And for the most part, I don't know that it's pretty rare for an opponent to drop on this team. And if it is, I'd like to believe that delaying you even a turn in killing Jedi Master Mace somehow cost you. So just not having him fragile was really nice. If you could do this in an offense set with a health, cross offense offense secondary like that, I'd be okay. But you can see these secondaries on these mods, right? Some of these are just crazy. Now, somebody else that might wear this set is JMK. But frankly, JMK just doesn't need these offense secondaries. He's taking care of himself offense-wise. I'm not really worried about it. I really like front-loading damage into this guy's set. I have half a mind because I want to say you get 40% crit chance from JMM's lead if Depa is there. So that would put us right about 100%. I have half a mind to put or to slice away these crit chance secondaries, but what I would much rather do is cultivate like another really good crit damage health set, strong offense. Like the one I have on DVD is kind of exactly what I would want here, but I really like DVD. Cracked out, man. Plus, yeah, so that would put me just over, 11,100 offense. But DVD is crazy the way he is, and I don't want to punish him. Not for the time being. Might be something I think about if JMM looks better in a future after the new Emperor Palpatine Datacron expires.
By the way, that crown has disappointed me in threes.
I mean, it's just demanding a certain level of counter, and yeah, I'm okay with it. Almost nobody. The only counter I've seen people use that I would legitimately be like, that sucks, is people doing more of Fatal's Fugitive Omega counter. That would make me sad to see that. Outside of that, I feel like people are paying a reasonable price of admission. Okay, let's see. Reds fan, hey, what's going on, man? How important is Relic 10 on Dark Ray or R2? It's not that important. I haven't done them yet, and I'm 40-something Relic 10s deep. Now, we could argue how many of those you might have done differently, but by the point that you're 40-something, if R2 or Dark Ray were really that significant, I probably would have picked them up by now. They're on like a long-term list to lift as, that in the sense that eventually you would think that for 3 versus 3, Slacker, Dre, Hux being the main team there, Dre would be the next one to get the Relic 10, and in some far-flung future, Relic 10 Hux, and then everybody's quote-unquote done, but I feel no pressure to go for the very, very small advantages. One of the nice things about C3PO bot is being able to do a what if. You plug in the unit, then you plug in what relic level you want to compare it to, set it to 10, and then I can see that the gains on Dark Ray pretty small. There's a better case to be made for R2 than Dre, I think, but nothing that I felt was that good. Like, there's literally so many other 10s that I've already done that I thought were better.
Yeah, if you're considering doing an R10 just because they're on a GL team, I will direct you to Smee, Brutus, and Chrysanthemum.
I mean, I like the Chrysanthemum. The Smee makes sense currently, but Purple Set's about to expire, and I wonder how much of the power of SM33 there for threatening Slacker is going to stay.
Well, you're only R10ing Smee for TW, not for GAC.
And as this is a well-known TW stream covering TW content, that makes sense. That would come to mind.
Well, first off, you're going to get some value out of him in GAC because he's the character that's on Hondo or Maz. So you're going to get value out of him because you're going to use him as the primary damage dealer on Maz. Anyways, my point is he's still going to be a reasonable R10 for GAC, but the reason you're doing it is for TW.
Mm-hmm.
Brutus, you're only doing that for GAC. He's not going to be as good in TW at R10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Timothy Heisler in the chat says, good morning, Tax. Good to see you. We've already blown through all the TBs, so we're just chatting with you guys at this point. I've been using Maz with OG Hondo to pretty good effect against the Palpatine Kron. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can believe that. OG Hondo. So let's think about this. So I guess you're just able to just be cool through the fracture, right? Because if they've got bonus turn, that's going to supersede the turn meter gain on Hondo, so some of the time he must be getting fractured, right? And that really is no impediment to you. That's pretty cool if that's the case, Darth Savor. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just put up on screen here, you can survey the Relic 10s that I've got, but near-term plans, probably Scorch, because he's the only one of Lord Vader's core team that is not 10 now. So just finishing that one up for next 5 vs 5. Recently did both Savage and Traya. That leg of the journey is done. I see some people doing the Relic 10 Captain Tarpals, and I don't mind that. I especially don't mind it if... See, this one's here because it has a big chunk of crit chance on it. But if I could, it would be really neat to have super high offense secondary on a protection cross, right? Because Tarpals is the one that's doing bonus... whenever Captain Tarpals attacks out of turn, deal bonus true damage equal to 5% of his max protection, which can't be evaded, and he and the weakest other Gungan ally recover 10% protection. So, yeah, that true damage is nasty, and then thinking that you would get a significant chunk of prop, right? Going up to Relic 10? Let me pull that real quick. Oh, wait, it needs to be C3PO. Tarpals might be sneaky good. Let me check real quick. We'll put them up on screen. Do the what if. Okay, so it's about 4,000. I get a little bit more out of that going up to the Proc Cross. Well, actually, a chunk more. I wonder. I haven't looked at it in long enough. Most good. Yeah, so long on not a ton of offense. How much are we looking at? Yeah, about 600 loss. Good. Not good enough to do that. Still, though, going up to 96, so gaining 15,000 survivability. If that were something I was more concerned about for Gungans, then that would be something to think about, but...
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably not soon.
Tarpals isn't even in like the top 50 for me.
You know what though? You know what though? You know what I really do want to point out, that this guy might actually be a good choice in the sense that this character wants it all. He wants a good amount of crit chance put on him. He wants potency added. He wants the life total. So lowering your burden on crit chance potency, in addition to making that pivot to the Proc Cross with, speed and offense on it, solid case to be made, I think.
Yeah, Gungans would have to be doing something meaningful or reasonable for me to justify artending any of them. And for me, they're not doing that.
That's fair.
Kurt Ferguson says now that Ezra is stuck on Ahsoka, is he still a good artender? No, he's a fine one. He's not a good one anymore. I would do Ahsoka before I did Ezra nowadays.
Are we winning, says Kadar. Hey, Kadar. Yeah, we already won TB. I'm the grand champion of TB for this phase. I stand unopposed at rank 1.
Mostly because nobody else gives a fuck about TB.
No. Tass is in a guild where they try hard in TB for no reason. Tass being number 1 TB is like actually an achievement in his guild. That is actually like
full of idiots. Okay, nice.
Yeah, him and his guild are idiots for it, yes. But that doesn't change the fact that Tass being number 1 in his guild in TW is something.
Yeah, he's the biggest idiot of them all.
No,
Congrats,
it just means
Tassenix.
it just means he has the most GP.
So yes, definitely, probably one of that situation. So my answer to you, Turd Ferguson, is now that Ezra stuck to Ahsoka, is he's still a good Relic 10. I did take him back to Relic 10 because I was also wanting to shift him into a crit avoidance arrow. The issue that I've been dealing with is that, within the top 50, top 20, everybody's going to have their Great Mothers and Morgan modded fast enough that if it's just about the speed check, they're going to be faster than my Ezra if I pushed them all the way up to 380, which is all really the faster that I can do without making trade-offs that I really don't like. Like the health starts to fall off very sharply if you push for speed above 380. Armor can fall off, stuff like that. So to that end, I asked myself, if I chose to voluntarily dip under 380, would it be better to go with a crit avoidance or a health arrow? And I think that specifically against Great Mothers and Spirit, I think the crit avoidance arrow is a good way to go. It also, I want to believe, makes a real difference for C. Bane, because my round 1 opponent was Mad Mage Nira. I saw that last week he fought Sasha Aisha, fought his Ahsoka Ezra with a high defense cron, blue set, light side, bulk level 3, all that, and dropped on the solo Ahsoka. So I think that the amount of time that he had to spend whacking at Ezra probably cost him, if I had to guess. And then, if you guys watched my round 1 stream yesterday, Mad Mage Nira's only drop on my squad defense was the Ahsoka Ezra team. So, yeah.
The problem with CA is that Spirit has like 140 to 160% CC, so like the crit avoidance isn't doing anything really against Great Mothers.
And where is all that CC coming from?
One of the Night Sister Trooper things.
Yeah, I checked this and I was also mistaken about this. I want to say that whoever gets blessed gets 10% or something. 10% crit chance. I want to say that's another factor. But the crit chance that you're thinking of that comes out from DTP goes to the Imperial Remnants, I want to say. Let me pull it up real quick.
Is it?
Yeah, I was mistaken about it too. DTP gains 25 speed. Imperial Remnant allies have plus 35% crit chance and offense. Night Sister allies have plus 35% max health and max protection.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay. That's slightly better then.
That's what bent my way, yeah. But yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's I'll have to check if Blessed gives any crit chance, but I also remember that Morgan, her unique, gives Night Sister allies crit chance, so there's 10% crit chance. There's your other chunk that you're getting. I think that's your only other help, but let me check Great Mother. No other crit chance coming from Bless. So it's just that 10% out of Morgan.
Yeah, and that plants my Spirit right around 135.
Mine is going to be somewhere around 110, right? Because 120, somewhere around like that.
Yeah, I guess when I was looking at mine, like I have a crit chance small set, so like I'm like at 125 ish.
I could see that for sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but that's because Ezra has crit avoidance in his kit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure I was critting regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it depends on how you build the team. But yeah, if the average person's not putting crit chance on their Spirit, then I can see a crit avoidance arrow being relevant.
Yeah.
I haven't looked to see if people are putting crit chance on their Spirit.
This is an offense. Offense with offense.
Yeah, I thought DTP gave it to Night Sisters and Imperial Remnant, but
yeah, so did I for some time.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's very clear I don't know what kits do, and that's okay.
Literacy has always been key to the game.
Yes.
So,
It's been a long time since I was in a war room, and that was the last time I tried to commit all the kits to memory. I still don't know how you get to 1 billion credits. I still can't get above 300K or 300 million. Sorry.
It is because deep in my heart, I am not a bum.
I feel like if you are a bum, that's how you stack credits because you're not spending them on mods.
What do you? Can you even say that with a straight face? That I'm not working on mods. You got me all figured out. Got me identified. Cuff him, Clancy. This man doesn't work on his mods. Go get him.
That's not what I said. Yeah, if that's what I said, then you'd be right. I said you're not buying mods.
Quicksilver, hey, good to see you, man.
Yeah, do you buy mods from the mod store frequently?
What I do is only rarely do I ever bother refreshing the page.
I
do buy when the page naturally cycles, but I don't make any particular effort. No.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's all I was saying is I buy mods from there and I'll refresh that store every once in a while. Because it's such a cheap refresh. And honestly, since I'm not going all in on these eras, it turns out I'm flush with crystals when I'm not buying characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I'm not spending like 16K crystals per character.
Fair. 23. Pretty much it. That's kind of the one. Only free. We'd still have to replace these. Yeah, I couldn't even do that right now if I wanted to, moving into a crit chance set. It's probably a prudent move long term, but Oh, there's an opportunity. Expensive, but I could try to calibrate away these couple flats and hit the crit chance. That's good. I'm also pretty sure I've got health sets that achieve this. Sorting by offense. It's a pretty good one. So that's 3. Well, I mean, what does that look like? Yeah, 300's a minimum. 118, so 128. Yeah, it's something. I'll look into this. I think I might try and push for better secondaries within these given set types. We'll see. We'll put it on the to-do list. All right, how many 6A mods do I have? Oh man, I don't know. A lot. Let me run a mod histogram. All right, got OmegaBot crunching that for us. All right, pull it up on screen. Does it say? 6.1772. There you go. That's how many 6A. Well, that's 6 dots, not 6A, right? Shit.
Yeah, I don't think it measures that.
I don't know. Is that something I can sort out in collection? Filters, 6. Doesn't look like. Wow, 17, 28 plus speeds. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot. Most of them are going to be 6A. The new Baby Java looks incredible. Do you think his kit is OP? I think his kit's going to be great at doing like another thing like Wampa with Wampacron. And that's kind of cool to have that concept. The problem is that I think it makes less space on the board to do something flavorful, seasonal, like putting in the Wampacron or Sidious Cron. If you remember, there was a meta some time ago where we had both of those at the same time, and it felt like too much because those two, having two Wampa with Wampacrons essentially was making it so that you would have to set way too many good teams on defense to have a board that couldn't be 58 or 59, at least one of those teams, at least two of those teams, right? So the more characters you add, I feel like you have less options. That's my take.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool character and concept, and I like the kit. But yeah, the more Bane style teams you make, paired with the amount of opportunity cost from Sidious and Wampacrons, you're just artificially shrinking the board faster than you normally would be. And that's my only worry. Cool character, though. Really like the design.
True. So, yeah. Rest of these are just...
There's a question about DVDE in the chat.
Oh?
What kind of modding did you do on your DVDE? On my R8, I went full health primaries with high health, with health, protection, potency secondaries. What speed should I shoot for? I would go almost all in on offense as long as we have this EP cron.
So most people are going to do offense, and I think that's a really strong way to go. Offense set, crit damage triangle, put them in a good amount of speed. Probably 280 to 300's the great spot to be in these days, because when you don't have to be that fast right now because we have that bonus turn Sith Crown. But for long-term planning, I would try to be 280 plus. I like your idea with the health primaries. I myself have a health primary with high offense and speed on it, right? Now, I am in a crit damage set, and there are definitely folks that would say, oh, Tass, with this guy's kit, like the offense set is a way better way to go. And for most people, that's probably going to be the case. But when you happen to have enough offense baked into your crit damage set that you're 11,600 offense, and that's not even having an offense primary. If I switch this to an offense primary with flat offense on it, it would be 12,000 on the nose. That's what I changed him away from to give him the more health, right?
Also, a lot of the teams you're using against this EP DVDE team don't have a whole lot of crit avoidance or crit immunity. So crit damage actually will have a higher damage cone, a larger damage cone than an offense set. And as long as he gets to go first with the bonus turn, having that damage cone be larger is a huge deal.
And remember, since we're starting with Hatred, we get the extra 25% crit chance from that, so I don't feel penalized for only having 76% base crit. That extra health primary has me sitting just under 110,000 health, and my two-piece is a health set. I didn't put any really particular emphasis on potency. Remember, I want to say do we get potency from EP lead? I want to say it's...
Yes.
Yeah.
30%.
So it's not going to bring me up to 100%. Probably some amount of added potency through secondaries would be nice, but then I'm trading off kind of the core of what I think the character's about, which is, hit hard, be fast enough to act, and don't fall over, right? After that, something like land your stuns with highest reliability would be the fourth priority. A legitimate one, but to me, clearly the fourth.
Fun fact, you don't have to stun them if they're already dead.
Yeah. I mean, there are any number of people that will be one shot by this Darth Vader the way he is. I mean,
and you have to remember you also have Mara Jade on the team, who's just a CC bot.
Sure.
Right, so she's going to take a million turns, stagger you, shock you. EP's going to stun you. Right, there's a ton of CC bots on the team, so I wouldn't be as focused on this Darth Vader's CC because he's not the main CC engine. CC is in crowd control. Sorry, not crit chance. But you have like Mara Jade's a crowd control like engine. Emperor Palpatine is a crowd control engine.
Yeah. I encourage you, Timothy, like having the high health is good. And you being very high health is going to be helpful when this current Datacron is gone, because he would have to live long enough to get to that first turn. But that's why the speed's important too, right? Giving him a decent basis of speed. Outside of that, if you like this team on defense conceptually, then you really do want to think about if you are using health primaries, I wouldn't have them just to have them. Like, I have this health primary cross because I've got the kicking offense secondary to go with it. It could be a little slower than it is, and I would probably try to use a different mod to shore up that speed. Okay, fine. But don't forsake offense on this guy just for the sake of being bulky, because remember, if they decide to go after you and they're using anything but a permakill team, as long as they didn't kill EP first, you're coming back with hatred. They can spend all day smacking on you if they really, really wanted to. But when you finally get to go, he is going to use his big special, and not necessarily, but he might only get to use that the one time in the fight. So it's just got to slap as hard as possible. Keeping the health is good, but I would try, like you said, you're at 10,000 offense. I don't know what relic level that is, if that's 7, if that's 8. But if it's closer to like 8, 9, I would say you should be looking to pick up some more offense long term.
Yeah, he said R8.
R8? You can be closer off towards 11K.
Yeah, I think that there's, in 3v3 specifically, I think there's an argument for more health modding after this Kron set rotates. But in 5v5, you're going to have even more protection on the team between Royal Guard. And I'm not even sure that Double Tank won't be a slightly optimal way to go, like Royal Guard Shore, depending on what you're doing. Because, again, this isn't going to be a huge defense team after this Kron rotates, I don't think, unless they get another Kron. So it's going to be an offense team. And then you get to pick your matchup. So then you just scale your DVDE mods based on what you're fighting against.
Yeah, and if it becomes an offense team, then this whole health primary cross thing is not really worthwhile. I'll probably try and find a new home. I'll switch back to an offense primary, offense, flat offense secondary, push back up to 12K in a crit damage set, which, by the way, I mean, most people in a well-developed offense set are hitting that kind of number, like 12. You can push up to 13 in an offense set. So being within a stone's throw of that in a crit damage set long term, if this is an attacking team, sounds great.
Yeah, Stryker says I think that Piet is probably a good addition to the DVD team. Yeah, for sure.
That has been shown to be the case.
Yep.
You know, when we're talking 5 versus 5, I don't know about 3s though.
Yep.
Yeah, some good comments here in the chat. Kadar saying that, Rada's kit does look good, but also seems to have specific parts that wants a team, but other parts that don't. I mean, I think that's supposed to make him do stuff outside of Grand Arena, right? His Omicron suggests that extra stuff happens if it's just him. So I think the direction for him for Grand Arena is pretty clear. For TW, you probably have... I don't know why you're using him with your A-Team Hut cartel units instead of Jabba, but that's to be seen. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure about that. Turd Ferguson says, I want a GAC meta that is more defense-focused rather than the current banner efficiency. I like being forced to use more of my roster than I am currently. Do you see any way we move towards that in GAC's current form? Not in the current form. I mean, the cheap answer is to expand the board, which is a Band-Aid, right? Like, we need some more fundamental design change, which I think CG intends to address by putting out a successor mode, the Grand Arena, not trying to fix the current Grand Arena.
The solution would be, because we already have 5v5 and 3v3 Omis, have Omis that only turn on when the team's on defense or offense. That's the actual solution. In the current meta, is that when a team comes out, you give them Omis that only work when they're on defense.
But then that's going to be immediately counterbalanced by the criticism of, okay, CG, so now I have less discretion about how I use my teams?
Yeah, don't care. They asked how CG can make defense more viable.
Well, that is certainly all design solutions that could fix this problem will have some type of trade-off to consider. I can live in a reality where that is the case. Immediately, I mean, I don't like that solution. I don't like that idea.
Or you give them modal Omicrons. Like, for example, we have Luthen, who has the Axis or Curator bonus. You have what's his nugget? Rick Krex, who has the 3v3 different in 5v5.
Choice is not restriction. I'm down with choice.
Yeah. You could do that too. On defense, it does X and it does X. On offense, it does Y. Like, I'm not saying you have to pigeonhole it into exactly one thing. I'm just saying that there is design space to make that a thing.
That's
if
better.
You so chose.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for confirming, Striker. Yeah. Hadara says, I feel like too many people would be upset if they were forced to put specific things on offense or defense, and people want to play with the new things too, and not be forced to defense it, especially when Datacrons will continue to rotate, and then you'll see a new Datacron where it's like, oh wow, all this comes together on this team. It would actually be super fun to place on defense. Ah, shit. They made that an offense team now. That feels bad. Lord Pork says, also, not everyone gets the new teams at the same time. Like what? Whale on an era, otherwise you're stuck with flat Gear 13 on offense? Not sure I'm...
I mean, but that's the way that they have... It's been that way for years. Like, that's not new. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. Like, yeah. At least now, when you get the new team, you can have it at Relic 4 as opposed to Gear 11. Like, it's usable now? Because on Datacrons, you have to be R4, I think, to use level 6s. So now, at not 7 stars, you can use Datacrons, whereas up until recently, you couldn't have Datacrons equipped to anything that wasn't, like, Relic 3. And to get Relic 3, you had to be 7 stars previously. So, I mean, like, they've done a pretty good job of allowing you to actually interact with relics before you're 7 stars, which does allow Datacron usage on non-7-star units, which I think is good. So, yes, not everyone gets the same thing. Not everyone gets the new thing at the same time, but now you can still use the FDC on your team, even if it isn't like maxed. And I think that's cool myself. Right? So even if you do get the minimum, like, if you get everything at, 4-star, you can go to, like, R3, which means you can use most Datacron. Like, 5-star, I believe, is R4. No. 4-star, can you go to R3 at 4-star? Somebody can tell me in the chat. What is the R4 star level you have to be at? Is that 3 or is that 4 or 5 stars? If it's 4 stars, then free-to-play players should be able to get the new characters to R4 and be able to use the FDC. And I think that's cool. Relic cap is relic level -1 or star level -1. So 5-star would be relic 4 then. Okay, so 5-star. So you have to buy you have to use some crystals to 5-star units. 5-starring units I don't think is that difficult. So if you 5-star all the new units, you get the era unit at 5 stars as well. And then you can use Datacrons on that team. So you might not get the new team maxed, but you get the new team able to be used with Datacrons. I don't know. I think we're in a good spot as far as, like, everyone having access to the new teams. That's the one. That's one of the few positive things I'll say about these era.
Oh shoot! I just realized I was on mute. I was just reading off Lord Porg's
sorry,
comment. No, he was saying, my point is that I'm on the mid to high end of Kyber 1, and there are still people with 4 to 5 star Cassian teams. Forcing them to set it on defense sounds counterintuitive to me. If you just said that, forcing teams on defense sounds counterintuitive, to a strategy game, then I could accept that, this type. But specifically, I think it's really nice that teams that have relatively high investment, like these new era teams, Cassian at 4 stars, at 5 stars, with the FDC on, is actually a force to be reckoned with in Grand Arena. That's pretty nice. I don't know that outside of the FDC era, that's ever really been true.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier when I was saying that the one good thing, not the only one, but one of the good things about this era thing is that if you're willing to spend like 4K to 5K crystals per character to get them to 5 stars, you can now use Datacrons with your entire new era unit thing, including the FDC. So, and as far as like forced to put it on defense, you're not forced to put anything on defense. Like I said, I like the idea of having Omicron say on offense or on defense, just to give people the ability to set a reasonable defense. Because that would be a way to set a reasonable defense without, expanding the board. Because I know if they expand the board, that's probably I don't say this lightly, but if they expand the board to like in a meaningful way, like in 5v5, if they go up to like 18 teams, and a 3v3 if they go up to like 25 teams, I'd probably just stop playing GAC because I don't have that kind of time. Like realistically, I'd probably just stop playing GAC because I just don't have time to do 40 to 50 fights in a day. I just don't have it.
Yeah, Striker, I have Herbert this round, so I'll be doing that scouting later here this afternoon. But yeah, if I do beat Herbert here, then I'm fighting Sasha. If I lose to Herbert, I have an Erodium. Phil says, the downside to free-to-play investing into the Coliseum areas is that I can only spend crystals on 2 things: character shards to 5 stars, and conquest refreshes. Otherwise, I don't have much to go around after those expenses. I mean, so, that doesn't sound like that bad of a life, though, free to play. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Guys, this has been fun. I think I'm going to get ready to wrap us up here soon. Sure, go ahead there.
Oh, I was just going to respond to what Phil said. The downside to free-to-play investing into Coliseum era is, like, it depends on, like, what... I think Coliseum matters a lot less right now since they tripled all the stuff, so I would focus more on just getting your shit ready for the GL and the new raid. So I would prioritize 5-starring these things over Coliseum, because Coliseum just tripled their rewards. So I wouldn't push that hard.
Very fair.
I mean, like, I haven't been pushing in Coliseum at all. I haven't even been top 30ing every day, because I just put it on auto now, because I'm going to get an R10 like every 7 to 10 days. Pretty much without trying. Because I haven't been 7-starring these units either.
Fair.
But anyway, sorry. I just wanted to respond to that. But no, that's a good point, though. Like, being free to play, you do have to make some concessions. I just think that right now, Conquest is an easy concession to do your 50s and 100s. Mods do your 50s at least. I don't know. I've done it before where if you're taking first in fleet and you're in Kyber 1, you're making somewhere around 1,000 to 1,200 crystals a day on average once you factor in TB rewards. So you have more than enough crystals to do everything you actually want to do. Even as a free-to-play player?
But, yeah, 50s and 100s is the way.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Bill.
Well, Kyber 2 is only minus 20 crystals a day, so you're still fine. My point is you're probably still making, if you're taking first and fleet, you're probably still making somewhere around 1,000 to 1,100 crystals a day on average. And that's not including any GAC income at all, like from the winning and losing. So just do the math yourself on how many crystals you get in a day and figure out what you can afford to do and how much you have to have saved. I only buy the Conquest Pass and the Era Passes these days, and I'm still able to almost 6-star marquees and do all 6 refreshes on mods and all 6 refreshes on what do you call it? Conquest.
Good.
Yeah, and Toby says you don't even need to engage with Coliseum that heavily free to play at the moment because of the loan. Exactly. Yeah. That's what we got. Sorry.
Maybe.
I'll let you wrap up. Sorry, I'm just sorry.
Dagger.
Yeah.
Just trying to drag it off topic as always.
If I could hear you, I would respond to you.
That's right. Shake, what do you want to mumble out from the corner of the other room that you're shouting at us from? What do you got to say to the people?
Fuck yourselves.
Classic. Wouldn't change it. All right. Good stuff.
Thank you. All right.
Dagger, how about you? Anything you... I'm going to regret this. Anything else you have to say to the people?
Yes, but I will bite my tongue because this is not my platform.
You're a real nice lady.
Yes, so much to say.
All right. Well, thank all of you for tuning in for this chill stream. Of course, if you're not already on my Discord, there's the link. You want to be in touch. You want to find out when I'm going live, all my content. That's where it all is. Of course, if you're watching me here live, then you already know I'm here at twitch.tv/Tassenix, simulcasting from my YouTube channel, Tassenix Gaming, where if you've not been there before, check it out. Whole bunch of Swugger-related content that I think you might be interested in. Anything you enjoy over there, please do give a like, subscribe to the channel to see more, follow me on Twitch. All great ways to support the channel for free. And if you really love what I'm doing here and you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to support the stream, there are a few ways to do so. I do have a Cash App that is $Tassenix. I do have a PayPal, which is tassenix@gmail.com. And if you're interested in getting some enhanced Grand Arena scouting power for yourself, early access to my content, including plotting and scheming, and a few other benefits, you may be interested in becoming a patron. Check out patreon.com/Tassenix. For any upwardly mobile Grand Arena player, there is something there of interest for you. I recently have had a few GAC and mod coaching clients, tell me that they really love that service and they wanted me to make more of a mention of it. So I'm highlighting it here because it exists on that slide. Inquire if interested. But $5 a month gets you into the Tass House at VIP access level, where you get early access to the Plotting and Scheming show. That's coming out for our general audience Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Just came out today. But patrons have it as early as Monday or Tuesday night, giving you early insights going into that first round of the week. I will occasionally make the odd patron exclusive video that you'll have at least a month ahead of the general public. And of course, a dedicated text and voice chat on Discord where I am usually lurking. So pop on in and say hi. Thank you to all of my patrons subscribed here at VIP Access. Moving on up to the $10 a month tier is VIP Access Plus, where you get a bundled Patreon access to me and to your choice of either OmegaBot or Hot Utils Patreon. OmegaBot's that tool that I highlight at the start of all of my Grand Arena streams. It's the one with the graphs that give you an easily understood sense of your opponent's offensive and defensive tendencies. Anybody can use that tool for free to scout their opponent's last week of Grand Arena history, but only patrons can build out a custom report with any number of weeks. You get a downloadable HTML version of that report with embedded links that, when you click them, takes you right back into Swugger.gg or Insight with data already pre-sorted, just helping you further focus and minimize your scouting efforts. Alternatively, you might go for the Hot Utils Patreon, aka Chili subscription, which is your #1 tool for mass mod management and loadout creation. Nothing else lets you switch so easily between your Grand Arena, TB, TW, and Raid mods. You can use it like TJ and Fatal do to comprehensively remod your roster using the powerful automation feature. You can slice through hundreds of mods in seconds, help out your guild in TW, and so much more. There's no wrong way to go at VIP Access Plus. Thank you to all of my patrons subscribed here. At VIP Access Premium, that's $15 a month for the DoubleBot bundle. So Patreon access for me, OmegaBot, and Hot Utils all in one price. Going out and getting those 2 bots anywhere else costs the same as this triple bundle, which is why so many of my patrons say it's one of the best values in the game. Thank you to all of my patrons subscribed here at VIP Access Premium. I know you guys love the double bots. At the top of the list, in Jester's Club Elite, the one, the only Nomad's Reaper, a madman that drops in from time to time and just goes crazy. Gives out hundreds of gift subs, thousands of biddies. Incredibly generous, carrying hype trains over the years. Really appreciate it all, Nomads. Thank you so much. Likewise, to Pills, who will from time to time show up, mostly towards the end of streams, and just start handing out 10 gift subs here, 100 gift subs there. Never quite know what to expect, but incredibly generous as well. Thank you so much, Pills, for the support. Special thanks first goes out to the Lost Womp Rat, one of my patrons who's gone above and beyond the Call of Duty, not just for me, but for the community at large, most recently helping us all out, replacing our Stream Elements integrations that no longer work. So as always, thank you for the time and the expertise, Womp Rat. To Mrs. T, my wife, thank you for all you do in the background, whether that's bringing me something to eat or drink while I'm live here on stream, or just keeping our daughter from tearing the house apart while I'm trying to be the very best like no one ever was at a phone game. I appreciate you. And of course, to my co-hosts on Plotting and Scheming, Dagger, TJ, Sasha Aisha, and Fatal. As always, gentlemen, it is my pleasure and privilege to record our show every week. Despite the pressures of work, family, raising kittens, you guys show up for every episode. And it's all to the good, because I learn something every time. Hopefully you guys feel the same. But regardless, it's not about us. It's about the viewers and the listeners tuning in, and they're letting us know. DMs on Discord, comments on YouTube, that our show is having the intended effect, the desired effect on their Grand Arena game. They're picking up things from our conversations. It's helping make the difference. So thank you guys so much for being part of our show 3 years on, and I wouldn't change a thing. All right, back on over to the main scene. Let us get you guys going. I wonder if it's too early to catch Ranger on. We'll find out. Doesn't look like anybody's on YouTube right now, so you guys are going to end up getting dropped into the abyss. But let's check. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, nobody else is on for Swugga, but I do see a friend of the stream, Dano's Direct. He is playing Subnautica, so instead of just dropping you into the cold black abyss on Twitch, we'll go ahead and get that set up and right into our friend. All right, starting that, shields up, weapons online, make ready to depart. As I had said earlier, my real match versus Herbert is going to be tomorrow, probably sometime in the early afternoon Eastern time. For exact timing on that, check Discord. And until then, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.